We're going live. And welcome to Real Deal Sports Show, coming at you loud and through the speakers, everybody, each and every Saturday morning. Real Deal Sports Show with the Rad Man. We're ready to get it in and talk sports of all sorts for the next hour here on the Beat 105.5 and on YouTube. Like us, subscribe to the show on YouTube, RealDealSportsShow.com, Real Deal Sports Show. Check us out. If you want to check the website, RealDealSportsShow.com. Check out the website. There's a lot going on in the world today. I want to pray for our military people. Hopefully they can stay safe and sound as the turbulent times that we're living in. Hope our prayers for the military for sure. And I also want to dedicate the show. I forgot last week, Lou Shorter Collision Shop. Lou passed away at the rightful age of 88 years of age a few weeks ago. We had his service last Friday, and I just want to get it in this week. Lou Shorter. Boy, are we fussy. He was very fussy, but he did the right job. He handled our mechanics, handled our car. Great collision shop work over there at 1st and Bay Street. His son, Wes, now has Wes and his crew is over there still giving the high-quality work. So Lou Shorter Collision Shop, hey, you're another person that made Rochester a much better place to live. Yes, indeed. Right, Bilal?
Absolutely. Listen, when you find I'm a barber as well. So when you find someone who you trust to work on your car, it's like finding a good barber. You don't trust everybody with your car. So when you find that one, you stick with them. So definitely go over there and support. You know what I mean? And even if you don't necessarily get any work done on your car, when someone's lost a parent, man, if you can go by and just give a word of encouragement and let them know, hey, we heard about you, we thinking about you, and we praying for you, it goes a long way. So, condolences to the Pico family.
Yes, indeed. The Lou Shorter family. Yes, indeed. And as we move into sports of all sorts, Buffalo Bills making some moves. Very interesting moves. The Bills are at the combine. Everybody's at the combine except for Jacksonville and another team decided not to go. They don't want to see the cats running in shorts. They got all the information they need, or they're going to go right to the college campuses in the coming weeks and interview and test these cats out again. So they're almost trying to make this combine obsolete. But we got a lot of folks down there checking it out. And one thing, the Bills back home, hey, I wonder if Brandon Beane, the Bills general manager, who's now really the general manager and calling the shots. As we know, Sean McDermott was calling the shots. And I guess Beane got tired of McDermott calling the shots, and now I guess he wanted his turn. Let's see what he's going to do. First thing out the box, Jim Leonhard, the new head coach, the rookie head coach, Joe Brady, he hires Jim Leonhard as his defensive coordinator. And it's obvious Jim Leonhard comes out of a 3-4 system, where the Buffalo Bills was a 4-3, meaning 4 down linemen, 3 linebackers. Now you're going to a defensive setup where you got a nose guard, you have 2 defensive tackles or ends, and you have the nose guard, 2 ends, and then you have 4 linebackers. And I'm just wondering, did Brandon Beane have a talk with Joe Brady about who he would select as his defensive coordinator? Because what has happened with Brandon Beane is he signed Ed Oliver to an extension. He signed Terrell Bernard, linebacker, to an extension. He signed Greg Rousseau to an extension. And all these guys play in a 4-3. So now you got guys extended what you gave. And what I mean by extended, he gave them bonus money up front. So that money counts against the cap. And I was against Greg Rousseau. I would never re-sign him. He would just have to play it out and show me something. Because, oh, man, Greg Rousseau, hell no. If the Rams can find guys, I can find somebody too, man. Some guys fresh out of college because they do better than what Greg Rousseau has done for the Buffalo Bills. But needless to say, those guys are signed to extensions. They count against the cap heavily. And now your head coach is changing the defense. So now you go to a 3-4. Where does Greg Rousseau fit in a 3-4? Where does Ed Oliver really fit in a 3-4? Terrell Bernard, they're going to try to make him a linebacker. They're talking about moving Johnson, the safety, they're moving him to safety. So it seems to be very interesting at one Bills drive. How is Brandon Beane going to overcome a whole different defense when he already renewed guys for the old defensive front, a 4-3? It's going to be quite interesting, Bilal. What's your take on that?
Yeah, so that's one of my biggest issues. Personnel is everything, and if you know, to give kind of an analogy, if you will, right now the Baltimore Ravens, to me, and I've been saying this all since last season, as great as Derrick Henry is, and as great as Lamar Henry is, they have a continuity issue because personnel-wise, Lamar Jackson is best suited in a spread option type of offense, but Derrick Henry is much better suited as a I back runner, a traditional I formation or single back set runner, where he can line up behind the line of scrimmage and quarterback and get a head of steam coming down at the line of scrimmage, and identifying the hole, to run through. When you trying to put him in the three, try to put him in this spread option offense that the Ravens like to run with Lamar Jackson, is essentially what we're talking about with what's about to happen. You're going to have a lot of players and a lot of pieces, personnel-wise, that don't fit this new 3-4 system that the Bills are trying to run. Meanwhile, you're re-signing guys. So if you're gonna switch to a new defense, you need to find the personnel, players who fit the style of and identity of defense that you want to run. And I don't think that they keep saying they want to maximize the Super Bowl window of Josh Allen's, but they keep making decisions that seem like they're trying to push it out, if not close it all together. So, they're saying a lot of stuff, but actions speak louder than words, and I'm not seeing any actions that are looking like they're serious about being Super Bowl contenders, or much less. I mean, again, New England Patriots aren't going anywhere.
Right, and New England has a defensive head coach that brought guys over from the Tennessee Titans. He brought that defense with them, and really still had a lot of good pieces at New England. They brought guys in, but for you to overhaul the defense once again, it reminds me of the days. The last time Buffalo had a successful 3-4 was back when Fred Smerlas was the nose guard. Jim Haslett was one of the linebackers. Shane Nelson was another linebacker. They used to call them the Bermuda Triangle because things got lost and disappeared once they ran the football into that area of the Buffalo defensive front. That was the best 3-4 defense lineup that the Bills had back in that time period. And now you're making changes. I'm just curious, wondering if Brandon B. I can't wait when they get here for St. John Fish. I'm going to ask him, did you take any consideration to say, hey, before you hire a guy that does a 3-4, you already signed guys to extensions for a 4-3 that fit a 4-3 defense. So why in the world would you hire a guy that's a 3-4 guy? You could have hired Jim Schwartz, could have hired somebody that's a guru of the 4-3 that could have helped you out, maybe because you don't know the guy, or Jim Schwartz is a guy that likes to take off. Hey, man, Jim Schwartz should have been the perfect fit for the Bills at that, or somebody else that's a 4-3 guy, but Jim Schwartz is high on my list for that. The Bills did re-sign safety Sam Franklin Jr., excellent special teams guy. The guy is like an Army knife. He can play a little corner as well, but he was great on special teams. I noticed he stood out week after week. So that's a good re-signing of Sam Franklin. They also re-signed Alec Anderson to a 1-year deal. He'll probably have to come in and play a little bit more this year. Spencer Brown restructured Spencer Brown contract, added $10 million to the cap space. So we're going to see what's going to happen. Also, I'm sure they're going to pay Josh Allen, maybe turn some of his money into a bonus money, pay him a little more money, pay some of the money they owe him up front this season to help relieve some of the salary cap. Because even with the new salary cap that came out this week, the Bills are still $7 million over the cap. So they got to do some whittling down of that cap. And John, how can you keep Dawson Knox? I heard somebody yesterday. Oh man, Dawson Knox, man, he and then somebody called in and said, hey, we could do without that dude, man. What are you guys talking about? I was like, thank you. Am I the only one around Western New York that think Dawson Knox is overpaid? I mean, come on, man.
I hear you, Rad, man, but here's the thing, right? Right now, as presently constructed, who do the Bills have that allow them to actually get rid of or release or waive a Dawson Knox? That's the tough part, right? You got a Keon Coleman situation going on because because of what Pagula said, you don't, what do you have in the cupboards?
Exactly.
Are you in any position?
You got draft picks,
J-GILLZ. Tell them what we have, J-GILLZ.
You got draft picks. You don't got to stick with a guy who's just aging and taking up too much money. You cut him, you save the money, and don't forget, you also have the free agency. Free agency with a lot of guys who are going to be getting cut and re-signed, and you can find somebody cheaper than Dawson Knox. Let's not forget, this is the same guy who was dropping touchdown passes in the end zone, made up for it, but you acting like he has to be had.
I agree. I agree with you. What I'm saying is, as presently constructed, they're not in a position to make that kind of a choice just yet until you identify who you're either going to be drafting or signing as a free agent. What position are you in to make that move?
Last time I checked, that was the job of a general manager, is to build and put a team together. I think that's.
I hear you. So who's out there? J-GILLZ that you would sign? I will say this
right now,
and maybe we'll get to it. Is I love that they were. If you saw at the draft at the combine, they were interviewing Casey Concepcion. They posted an interview, his interview and man. So if you know the Concepcion family is from the Rochester area. He shared it. They moved to Charlotte when he was about 5, and he stood out. He was a standout in high school. Started out at NC State, then ultimately went to Texas A&M. So if the Bills are showing interest, I think it's a great look for them. So I do think they're at least they're you can see that they're at least mindful about addressing their issues at wide receiver, and he can play all over the field in terms of offensive sets. He showed unbelievable versatility, speed, hands, and just ability to get away from tacklers in college. So but outside of that, what free agents would in draft picks you see out there that you would be looking at, J-GILLZ, the GM?
It's plenty. It's plenty. The cut market hasn't even taken place yet. You know what I mean? It's going to be players available that's going to be much cheaper, and that's just is what it is. Especially at the tight end position.
Yeah,
you see a guy like Kyle Pitts just got tagged because they're not paying him. And what the tag for a tight end is what, $15 million?
Yeah,
that's the highest that you can. Dawson Knox is making what, 12?
13.
Come on now.
Man.
He's not. He's not top tight end material anymore. You can find somebody much cheaper.
He never was.
Somebody much cheaper.
That was a bit, and this is what, because the Bills are over the cap, this is a magnify how bad a job Sean McDermott was doing with the contracts, because he never should have paid that man. No. He never should have even had a second contract with the Bills, quite frankly, man. Let him go ahead and be a pitch man and do his TV commercials and make his money on TV with all of his commercials, man. But
it's time for that. He's done. He's done.
Yeah, he's done.
Or restructure the deal, get him down for nothing. But they just letting that contract ride, and I just can't. It's eating up too much money. When you got all of the offensive woes that the Bills have, you got guys that's going to be coming up looking for money as well. Osiris Torrance is a guy going to his 4th year. You know what I mean? You got guys that you're going to have to continue to pay. You can't be having it on a second depth chart tight end like Dawson Knox.
And if you move into a 3-4 defense, which looks like they're going to, you're gonna have to draft some line. You need some sturdy linebackers. You don't need no pencil neck, little skinny guys out there running around. You got to get some thick guys out there. So I'm sure they're gonna draft maybe 1 or 2 linebackers in the draft. Maybe pick up a veteran.
Man. This class of linebackers, if you guys have been watching the combine, is looking very good.
Really, you like some of those cats, J-GILLZ?
And another thing, while we on the topic, while you cut Dawson Knox to get some money, guess who's looking for a trade right now? Who will be perfect for Buffalo?
Who
left Buffalo? Tremaine Edmonds. I want to hear your take on that, Radman. Do you want him back?
Hey, he would be welcome back because the guy got those long arms. But the only problem is he's not the same Tremaine Edmonds that left Buffalo. He's had 2 or 3 serious injuries. He's played through with some of those injuries. I would go with the younger guys and just go ahead and draft some young guys, because look at the team, the Denvers, the Rams. These teams are running it with young guys that we never heard of. You know, they were named obviously in college and some decent named guys, but you put them into a team-oriented team. It's a lot of teams. Even the Detroit Lions, they had a lot of young guys blended in with the big name guys, the rookies that they drafted. That's what the Bills got to do. Hit on those second, third round draft picks instead of relying on 6th and 7th round draft picks to fill out to be starters on your team. Those guys shouldn't even make your team. Guys at 6th and 7th draft round, your guys should be the first, second, third, and 4th round guys. Especially 2nd and 3rd round, should be your starters. And the Bills got to get some quality linebackers, quality depth. If you got Teron Johnson, please let him go. Please. I am so sick of. I like Teron. You're a beautiful interviewer. I love you, man. You're beautiful people. But you wouldn't be on my team. Man, hell no, man. You got to go, man.
Dang,
Teron,
man,
let these guys go, man.
That one.
What's that?
I don't know about that one. I don't know. Well, but the only reason I say that is because, as you all both alluded to, with Sean McDermott, who was just truly amazing at putting those pieces together. He knew exactly how those pieces would fit. I am curious to see how a guy like Teron Johnson would mesh with this new defense and the new defense coordinator. So to that point, I will say it's something that I would have to look at. A restructuring of the contract is always on the table, but you know, we got to see how those pieces are going to fit together.
And moving them to safety would be a good idea, putting them at safety, but he's so injury prone, man. The guy got so many injuries. As soon as he hits somebody, he got a concussion, his neck. It's just to me, his body is just worn out from professional football, and it's time to do something else because he just can't stay on the field. And when he's on the field, he'd be holding, grabbing. It's hard to hold at the safety position because you're back there. But when you hit somebody, and he likes to hit, he's a good hitter, but his body just can't take the punishment and grind of the NFL anymore. And we're going to put this on hold. We're going to be back to the NFL in a moment, but we got a guest in the studio. Definitely. We're going to, and this segment was sponsored to you by Challenger Community News, Western New York's largest weekly African-American publication. Pick the Challenger up at most businesses. Got an excellent article on Howard Coles. I did not know that Howard Coles started him and his wife, Alma, his first wife, Alma Kelso, were the first radio personalities in Rochester on WSAY. Very nice article on Howard Coles in Challenger Community News. Rhonda Austin, excellent article on Rhonda Austin in Challenger Community News on her new position over at WXXI. The SNAP program, hey man, they got SNAP meetings out in Webster. I thought it was Webster or Parcells, Webster. No, they talk about Webster, New York, man. Damn, man, SNAP is everywhere, man. SNAP, crackle, and pop. They got meetings about because you know the Orange Man done went crazy. He wanted to jump on everybody, and now he's jumping on Americans too with the SNAP dollars, man. So hey, check out the Challenger. They got a list of where the SNAP meetings are going to be because if you ain't working or trying to work, you ain't getting no SNAP no more. Ain't no about sitting home watching The Young and the Restless no more, y'all. Hey, ain't no more Young or Beyond and all of that. Beyond the Gate, man. This guy been getting you off the couch. So check out this. Check all of this out. What's that?
They're trying to get their snap, but yeah, man, he definitely put a snap to it. He put a stop to it.
Exactly.
2.4 million Americans off of SNAP benefits.
Check that out in Challenger Community News. There's meetings all over the county and city this week, helping you to hope you can stay on and be able to keep some of your benefits. And that's all in Challenger Community News. Check out the excellent reads. Pick the Challenger up at most businesses in the community. And our first guest of the day is one of our regular guests, Shalom Singer, City of Rochester, Pearl's Physique. Pearl Physique is back with us. Welcome back to Real Deal Sports Show, Shalom. How you doing this morning?
I'm good. How are you guys? You guys sound up like you've been up since 6. Woo!
Yes, indeed. One of your pupils is there. The Fanatic is there. He's still swimming a little bit. The Fanatic.
All right.
Yes, indeed. And what's going on as we coming out of this brutal winter that we've had here in Western New York or all over the country, really? What can people do to stay in shape or get themselves back in shape?
Well, they definitely can get back in the pools. We know that's a good thing. But definitely today, I'm bringing to let you guys know what's happening over at East High School. The youth employment conference is happening this weekend. So the recruitment. So I'm going there with a couple of my lifeguards, my youth, and we coming to get y'all kids. So make sure you guys are bringing all your kids, and we definitely are recruiting for young men. So we were at UPrep, Aquinas, and where else? Oh, and McQuaid. So that's where we were this past week. So we're going to be at East High School, looking for those strong swimmers or swimmers that need to improve their skills. We coming.
Wow. Why is that important, Shalom?
So a lot of my fellow colleagues also I've ran into quite often, a couple firefighters, a few police officers, and a couple nurses I've ran into recently. And we all were just talking about how we all started with lifeguarding. So getting that community back involved and letting them know, hey, you know, this is the foundation of getting you into that field of first responders and professionalism and teamwork, and having that purpose definitely brings our community together and on the same page, and understanding that, you know, lifeguards, we struggle being recognized as first responders, but that is one of the foundations as a first responder, because we are skilled in our certifications, our pro level certification. So when something goes wrong, what do everybody look at? They look for the lifeguards. So we have that quick response, that professionalism, that understanding of what to do next, when to do it. And after I leave here today, I'm going to head over to one of our pools, and we have one of our in-services today where we're going over first aid, CPR, our rescue skills, and things such as that manner, and our response timing. And then I'm going to head over to East High School with my team and, you know, let them know that we need you, we want you. And this is a great way to let the community know we're here to help, we're here to prevent. And most importantly, to be aware of all the wonderful things that the city can offer, that starting at 15 years old. And they also start at $20 an hour.
Whoa. Fanatic, did you hear that?
Yeah, I was like, hey, that got me woke right there. Not a wait.
Wait a minute.
Got me woke right. $20 an hour, the 15-year-old.
A 15-year-old start at $20 an hour.
That's balling right there. Hey, Shalom, can you take it? First of all, thank you. First of all, I got to give first pay homage to my mom, who really got me into swimming. My pops, too, was there, but I know Adam Street. Well, I think it used to be 3 School or Nathaniel, but I know the Adam Street is where I learned how to swim. And you were one of my first coaches, so thank you for putting me on game. And so, Shalom, let's take it all the way back. Why do you continue to swim? What is it about swimming that keeps you going? Like the health benefits? Is there a competitiveness that has you really getting into it? Like, why do you swim, and why should others continue to swim?
So I did step out of the aquatics industry in the water per se. I was still teaching aqua and things of that nature, but that ritual that was a part of my lifestyle was definitely having to swim at least once a week, being in the water, because it's a full body. It's a full body exercise where mind, body, and, you know, your soul going to take you in that deep end, and you're going to bring it back whether you want to or not. So just to have that, and to know how to swim, the different strokes, and how your body and your mechanics become one. You have to breathe. You have to have that flow and the speed and the endurance to keep you moving through the water. So swimming is one of the most compact exercises and one of the healthiest exercises you can do. It's less, it's easy on your joints. It helps you get your breathing and, you know, your circulatory system. Everything happens at the same time, but you monitor, you know, that push, that pull. And that's why one of the first things that it's physical therapists come and bring you into that warm water. It, you know, get you back in that, get your body moving, you know, helps that understanding of that push pull and that resistance that happens with the water. So there's so many things that the water can give you that it's just our happy place, isn't it, George?
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Yes, it is. Bilal, J-GILLZ, any questions?
No. Funny enough, I was part of the crew back in the day at Adam Street working. That was my first city job with the city of Rochester was lifeguard. I worked with Mike Giorgetti, who's now a community center director for the city of Rochester. We were on the team together, and you know, so it was to Shalom's point, man. It's a great opportunity for youth. $20 an hour is a youth, man, is unbelievable. You know, way back when we were getting like $7 an hour. So, so I've definitely dated myself saying that, but But you know, it was not only was a great opportunity employment wise. I learned so much. I went through the lifeguard training course that was offered by the city, and again, you absolutely become develop an understanding of what it means to be a first responder, and why it's so important to know those skills. I teach my kids love water, and I've been teaching them because it's such an important thing to have an understanding of and an appreciation for, because so many of us have a fear or an apprehension around water, and I'm speaking specifically to the Black and brown community. We have to get more involved with, being in the water, learning to swim, because not only are there doors and opportunities, as you see, to make good money as a youth, but having an understanding and the ability to swim, it's a life-saving skill. It's a skill that not necessarily someone else's life, but your own.
Your own. Amen to that.
So let's I saw a calendar. There's some amazing things. Is it Aqua Mondays that are going to be going on?
Aqua Play, yes.
Aqua Play that going on. So some amazing things that are going to be going on at the City of Rochester pools. So please get your children, your families involved with swimming and play. I'll also be at the resource fair this afternoon. It's from 1 to 4 for the Rochester community. So it's an amazing event that's hosted by the City of Rochester Bureau of Youth Services. Our youth employment team coordinates, and it leads into the summer of opportunity. So the summer jobs, again, I'm dating myself, but if y'all remember Good Grades Pay, it's
wow. Yeah, I remember.
Now it's the summer of opportunity, and so young people who are looking for those summer employment jobs and opportunities, that my team will be there tabling and giving out information about health, sexual health, and the importance of understanding that to Shalom's point, the way people think about water and not understand that it's your whole body, your whole health. So we deal with whole health. So I'm excited and looking forward to to being there today.
All right,
Jake. He ain't lying. Yeah, well, Adams Street was a beautiful, beautiful place. However, this side of the west side, we was always at the Tennessee Valley Park, you feel me, doing that outside swim. And it ain't nothing wrong with that. But Shalom, I did want to ask you, for those that have the littles, you know what I mean, the toddlers, I know that you guys have some great opportunities in the wintertime. Can you just speak on some of those programs, what they offer, and when they start?
Definitely. We have our Mom and Tot Swim. So that starts at 6 months to 3-year-olds. And then we move over to 4 and 5-year-olds for pre-K swim. And then we start our Learn to Swim from 6 to 17. And then they can roll over into adult lessons. And we also have adult lessons in the morning sometimes if you're looking for that time and the evening doesn't work for you. So there's no reason why you can't get in the water. Absolutely. Your hair can get a swim cap. Your baby can learn. You can get comfortable. We can work with you guys. There's no reason why the water should not be a part of your enjoyment of life and not a fear. I just came back from a conference, an international aquatic conference, and they were talking about, everything from drowning prevention to the directors to the maintenance. And I will say one thing when it comes to New York State, we are doing well. We are doing very well when it comes to our drowning prevention, but there's always room for improvement. There's always room for awareness. And one of our biggest issues in the Finger Lakes, Monroe County area is our open waters. So the Genesee River, the Finger Lakes area, the canals, those are things that also, when we go fishing, when we get on our boats, having the community recognize and understand those safety precautions and to enjoy it and don't look at it as a fear. When our summer camps go to the beach, our lifeguards are there, but the kids also know where the beach is now. So what are they going to do? There's the beach is big. The beach is big and there's only one part of the Durand that our lifeguards cover. So they know where it is now and they're going to go back. and they just need to understand the safety things. And so those are some of the things that moving forward with the summer that, you know, our attention is focused on, that understanding. And our LEAP program, they got all of our swim safety things this past summer, understanding the safety rules. And it was a wonderful collaboration with the LEAP program for swim safety and understanding those wonderful things about the water, as well as getting swim lessons. So all of our swim lessons, if you live in the city, is free.
That's dope. And I just thought I'll give a little testimony. It just came to me, excuse me, on my heart as my brother and I, we were in Hawaii like 5 years ago and just hanging out in the ocean, beautiful day. And you just don't even know sometimes you're just hanging out. I looked up and I was like, dang, shore look a little far from here. Wait a minute. How did I get out so far? And literally, and I'm 6'2", 240. So that water is powerful, and you don't even know it. And all of a sudden, I just looked. I was like, deep breath, not gonna panic, but I went straight to the skill set. All right, let's get the stroke going. Let's turn the head to the side. Let's get back to shore. And that when we talk about safety, because again, I had no idea that I had gotten out that far, so I kind of looked up and just saw everybody looking like dots. And I'm like, oh, we are way too far. My brother and I, luckily we had those skill sets where we were able to say, okay, we're too far. Let's not panic. Let's rely on our training and let's get ourselves back to shore. So
awesome. Those are good things we learn here.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Shalom, for getting me out there early.
And how can people sign up? How can people come to classes, learn to swim? And also, somebody came in the other day while I was swimming, wanted to be a lifeguard, but they said, oh, do you swim? No, you got to learn. You got to be a swimmer. I was like, okay. Oh, wow. Okay. How can people learn to swim and be ready and possibly participate and become a lifeguard?
So there are a couple options. Like if you do not know how to swim at all, if there's a fear of the water, we definitely want to get you comfortable in the water before, you know, we teach you the skills on how to help someone else in that situation. So we do have the adult swim lessons that are available. And we also have, if you are a swimmer, but you need to improve some of your skills, like you can't tread water very well, or you don't know how to do a couple of the different strokes that you need to have as a lifeguard, the freestyle kick and the breaststroke kick, those are things that we can teach you in the development class. And that class is every Tuesday at 6 o'clock. So I have a couple flyers that I can leave here or send to you, but my email address is right there. And then our lifeguarding class starts in spring break. So that's the first class. So we can sign up for that. You can go on Our Central, just how you get to the rest of the city programs, Our Central, make an account, and then go to aquatics and all of our programs will appear. So everything from the Parent and Me. And even if the classes are full, please just sign up and get added to the wait list. So we will reach out to you. If we have a filling and there's more programs that the city is looking for, we definitely can, you know, push to get those programs addressed.
Absolutely. And people will please get in contact, everyone, with Shalom, SHALOM .singer, SINGER at cityofrochester.org.
No, .gov. Sorry, I got too many things.
.gov.
.gov.
.gov. cityofrochester.gov on that one, everybody. Thank you for catching that, Shalom. And we look forward to having you on again next month. And get out there today from 1 to 4 at East High School and meet Shalom in person. And hey, get signed up and be able to not only to save your life, but save someone else's as well.
Absolutely.
Have a great day.
Thank you for having me. You're right. You guys have a great day.
Thank you.
You too. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. You know exactly when we coming back. Experience real. You got to experience award-winning, authentic Indian food and a warm, inviting atmosphere. Thali of India. Make sure you stop by Thali of India Cuisine right there at 3259 South Winton Road in the Windjeff Plaza. Great buffet. The buffet is outstanding. Check them out. Hey, went after church last week, had a little wait outside before we got in, but hey, it was a decent day, somewhat decent last Sunday. Went in, had a great time. Hey, come on out. We may be back up in there again tomorrow. Remember, experience Thali of India. Monroe County voted the #1 best buffet in all of Monroe County. 11:30 to 2 p.m. and dinner 4:40 to 8:30 p.m. 3259 South Winton Road in the Windjeff Plaza. And also remember, check out Jamaican Soul, Food for the Soul. Check them out. Jamaican Soul every Sunday. Every Sunday is Soul Food Sunday. Check them out. They got things on and popping there. 211 Genesee Street, featuring Soul Food Sundays, open noon to 9 p.m. on Sunday and 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday.
They getting it in, Rad, man. They getting it in. And hey, for those who swim, you usually wake up or not wake up, usually leave that place with an appetite. So hey, hitting one of them two spots might be a spot for you after you get a good swim in with Shalom and the crew.
Absolutely. Fanatic, who's our next guest? Fanatic?
Come on, man. This is a living legend right here. Houston's finest, man. Chris Gardner from, of course, the Houston Round Ball Review, knowing everything there is about the basketball, excuse me, and the hardwood. Nothing like a Chris Gardner sighting on a Saturday morning. Good morning, Mr. Chris Gardner. How you feel?
Brothers, how y'all doing today?
Doing well.
Doing well. Takeover edition. Let's get it.
Yeah, it's part of my Thursday show. So yeah, I'm trying different things on background and stuff. A little something.
I like it. Hey, well, we know the Houston Cougars, man, and let's go college basketball first, then to the NBA. Houston Cougars, man, the ACC used to be running things. Now you look up, man, the Big 12, man, they are killing it this year with basketball. I think last year, the SEC and my squads, they were all holding it down. Now a little down year, look like it has moved over a little bit. What are your thoughts just overall about the conference and itself on the men's side? And then, of course, right where you are, if you could just inform us a little bit more about those Houston Cougars as we March Madness. March starts on Sunday. It starts tomorrow.
Yeah. Surprisingly, it's come up quick. My time of the year, college basketball season is here. March Madness is right around the corner. Men's team, Houston Cougars, have lost 3 in a row for the first time since 2017. The offense is bogged down. Some injuries to key players have really impacted the offense. They got a game in a few hours, try to get back in the winning track against Colorado in Houston, noon Eastern, 11 o'clock Central today. Big 12 basketball at the top is the best in college basketball at the top. Arizona, Iowa State, Houston, Texas Tech, Kansas. Big 10 is right there with Michigan and Illinois, Purdue, and Nebraska as well. But Big 12 basketball, as Commissioner Brett Yormark said himself, he's really trying to push this phrase and make it grow outside of Big 12 footprint, that the Big 12 men's basketball conference is the second best league behind the NBA in America.
I like that. The second best league behind the NBA.
Bold talk.
I like it though. All right, cool. And then Chris, when it comes to overall looking at the conference, who do you see? I mean, I was surprised when I know Bilal and the folks from Rochester were talking about the big Rochester, Melvin Council Jr. balling for Kansas. Really surprised just to see Kansas kind of being a little bit down. And I feel for the freshman kid who's talking about him and not playing in cramps. But to me, I feel more concerned about that kid. Okay? Well, I feel bad more for him.
No, I don't feel bad for him either. You're gonna have to explain that one.
Well, to me, the part that I felt bad about is he openly said, "Hey, I'm a loner. I like being alone." And I'm like, sports gives you a brotherhood. Sports brings you a family. So to tell me you still feel like you're alone while playing basketball, especially what happened with Marcus Nealon and now what it looks like allegedly Rondell Moore, man, mental health. You can't be telling me you playing basketball and you still feel like you alone. If that's the case,
well, he ain't really playing too much basketball, Fanatic. That's probably why he's feeling alone.
That's true. That's right.
Come on.
Hey, I can see it. But
I'm here to tell you right now.
We do not care.
We don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
I blame his people. I blame his representatives, the adults in his life for letting us get this far with the injuries. It was a hamstring issue. It was a cramping issue. It was all these different things. He plays a half. He doesn't play a second half. He takes himself out of ball games. There's too much mystery around it. One of my colleagues told me in November that this could be an issue throughout the season about his iffy game day status, and it's proved to be accurate. But there are folks who say, no, he is injured. Well, I mean, he got to play the game then. If he can't play, then he can't play. But don't go through warm-ups. Don't practice if you can't play. Because there's too much mystery around him. But fellas, this is for all of y'all. I'm really curious. He is talented. No question. He is talented.
And just because we're talking about Darren Peterson.
The guard
at
the issue is, to me, if you are an NBA owner, an NBA owner, do you want to invest millions of dollars in a dude who is iffy when it
Not
comes
a
to
chance.
Play with the flu? Come on, man.
Yeah, hey, I can't tell you. He said I can't play because of cramps. I said,
Listen,
what?
what do they always say in sports? What's the best ability?
Availability.
Yeah. Now, and especially in this draft, it's too many really top players who I think he to me, and I don't say this in a negative way, but I just think it's real. He's destined to slide to me, and truly, that might be the humbling experience that he needs. Because for him, like you're saying, Chris, to have his people just kind of he running the team and he telling people, coaches, 10 minutes before the game, coach, I can't go. What kind of dependability, like what kind of values is he showing as a young man? That's not something that I particularly would want to build around.
And I think, you got to think about, like, there's a lot of dogs now. You got some dogs, and so when you show it up, and then again, it's I'm hurt here, I'm hurt there, or I don't, and there are things that it seems like issues that you could play through if you wanted to, or somebody else has played through.
Right.
Coaches don't. If a coach don't see dog in you, it's hard. It's hard to get get a coach to be willing to invest not only just a pick in a GM. We talking money, but just to now put you on the floor. I don't trust you on my floor if I don't see you have that dog in you.
Yeah, teammates got to look at him kind of shady too, especially in the pros. Man, you got the sniffles. I mean,
right.
I got a sore knee. I'm playing today. My back bothers. I'm playing today. I just there's too many questions around him. In my opinion, I'm still surprised that NBA draft boards and NBA anonymous GM say no, he's still the number one pick. Why?
I can't. I can't see that at all.
Me.
Yeah, I'm right there with you because I even think about it is I have never in my suspicious, definitely suspicious. I have never in my whole life watched BYU, and some of this part is, and I won't take us fully derail us. I really think the African American GM for the Minnesota Vikings, Owusu-Weso, he gets fired because they looked at what happened in reality with Sam Darnold winning the Super Bowl championship. I think when I look at AJ DeBonster, I ain't never watched BYU basketball, but when I watch him, he looks so excited to play and so joyful. And then you look at this guy who's just as talented, but he don't want to play. I'm a Duke fan, and don't tell anybody I said this, but I like this Caleb Wilson, the big man. He's trying to play through a fractured wrist. And I'm like,
fan
this cat
hyped up a Tar Heel.
Come on now, hey, don't tell nobody that. But I'm like, this cat in the same draft and his peers, he can't play because of cramps. So I think just not only the games, but also just who you're around and who that we get to see in the same reality, it can also, to me, diminish his game for me.
Oh, I think we all agree, but there are other talented freshmen in this class. Now, Darren Peterson, he might, I think he should fall in the draft, and the team that gets him, maybe it'll be a wake-up call and say, no, I got to bring a game in, game out. Yes, you do. So they may get a diamond at the 5th pick.
Right.
He can prove a lot of folks wrong, but right now, he hasn't played a full game. What?
Come on.
He played almost, 28 games this year? He's played 30 minutes 14 times?
Come on.
No, I'm sorry. I just can't
do it. And we already know the NBA got a load management problem. This cat, as the great Dr. Maya Angelou would say, when people tell you who they are, believe them. This cat is over here not playing in college. Don't be getting mad when he don't play in the NBA either, man. So
he ain't lying.
How many games in a college season?
Between, if you go far enough, 40.
40, yep, 30 to 40.
Double that.
Yeah.
Double that and get through a regular NBA season. And we're seeing it this year, and I love that the conversation, kind of not getting too deep into the NBA. I love that they're having more conversations about load management than they've ever had before, because it's a byproduct of reflection. Guys pay attention. When you see a Dame Lillard, a Jason Tatum, and Tyrese Halliburton go down in the same playoffs.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You know what? I got a soft tissue injury. maybe I'm not gonna play. Load management for that reason. But when you see guys load managing in college,
come on,
yeah,
that's crazy.
As my some of my youth would say, is real red flaggy. Real red flaggy.
Hey, well, before we go to the NBA, I will just say, to your point, Bilal, with all the injuries that we had in the pro game, I think last year was a year a little atypical for college basketball. I think the college basketball season got dropped perfectly right after football. We got the AJ DeBonstas. We got a person we kind of need, not a villain, but somebody who we got to be polarizing. We got a Darren Peterson. We got a legacy kid in Duke's big man Boozer, Carlos Boozer's son, Cameron, who's out there balling and living up to the hype. Duke is really good. Michigan's good. It's a lot of blue blood. So I think the tournament is going to be really exciting. And then it's going to be cool. And I have no issues with anybody in the world. It's a global game. But I think the NBA draft this year will actually know a lot of these players instead of what has been in years past where I'm like, who is this guy from France that so it'll be nice.
Very good point.
Yeah, that we can follow a story as we go into the league. But hey, I can tell you, I don't know who stayed up to watch Detroit and who did Detroit? They played. Who was it?
Cleveland.
Thank you. Cleveland last night without Donovan Mitchell. The game went longer because they had an issue with the buzzer. That had me dying. And then I love seeing my man the Joker looking like a psychopath against OKC. Man, my man Luke Dort, who I like. Little cheap shot on my man the Joker's knee. Joker got up and Jalen Williams got into it. But NBA, Chris, I'm gonna start with you. Hey, you got all the good teams right there in Texas. I think people are sleeping on Kevin Durant. And let's not forget, he is one-on-one. But let's not remember the Slim Reaper, 6'10", 6'11", Kevin Durant out of Texas to be able to dribble, pass, and shoot from 30 feet away, like score at all three levels. Like Kevin Durant was the first creative player that I remember in my generation. I know folks will say there were people before him, but who would you say is the best team or teams in the league? And I will just shout out Detroit because it looked like Detroit got the same Detroit squad from the Bad Boy squad to now with Ben Wallace and Tayshaun Prince and Rasheed Wallace. They got a bunch of cats who playing football on the basketball court. So I shout out to Motorcade in Detroit. I just don't know they got enough scoring. But
hey, football players know how to play basketball. Don't do us like that.
Come on, man. Isaiah Stewart, baby.
George, where's Isaiah Stewart from?
Rochester, New York.
585.
There we go. 585.
That's right. Detroit. They've already matched their win total from last season with yesterday's win, 44. 2 years ago, they lost 28 in a row.
Yeah.
So as a Detroit Pistons fan, I am proud. But their their poor three-point shooting, I think will bite them in the butt in the playoffs. In the next year's team, I think they'll make the right offseason change and fix that issue.
Yeah, because Cleveland missed two of their top players, Harden and Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell.
Well, James won't do anything in the playoffs, so not worry about him.
I like that. So, Chris, who would you say? So, I know that's a good focus point on Detroit. Who do you think is the best team in the league right now? Is it still OKC with SGA coming back? Who's the best team in the NBA right now?
I think if and when OKC gets healthy, it'd be them. The Spurs with Wemby, and they've exceeded expectations. They've jumped the window so fast. The Spurs in Detroit have skipped steps. They're much better now than people thought they would be this year. And who knows what Boston's going to do, assuming Mr. Tatum comes back tomorrow or soon. You could toss Boston in there too.
J-GILLZ, who you think is the best in the league?
Oh, man, I think, honestly, I like Denver. I'm going to just say it like that. I like Joker. He got mad because he's probably trying to win that MVP. When I saw that Joker was leading the league in assists and rebounds and still dropping almost 30, I said, my God, he's definitely the best player in the league. So with his experience and Denver's experience, I think pending health, Denver.
Bilal?
I hate to say it. I gotta agree with J-GILLZ. I hate to agree, not because I hate to agree with my brother, but I don't like Denver. I you know what I mean. I just don't like Denver. I think Joker gets a lot of you get a lot of favorable calls. But that said, they are built for playoff basketball. They're built for winning series, And I don't know that and I can't, you can't bank on injuries and guys coming back and being healthy, especially because that's the way the game goes with attrition. And then but Houston, I'd like to see what Houston does in the playoffs, because when you got a coach like Ime Udoka, you got a Kevin Durant, you can game plan to win a 7-game series, and you got a dude who's a 2-time Finals MVP.
All right.
I like it.
There you have it, Fanatic.
I like the Spurs. I'm gonna go shout out the Spurs. They won 11 games in a row. They got the best player to me that could be in the series.
How many minutes a game Wemby playing?
Yeah, he playing like 28, 29, and he's still balling like that.
I used to didn't like my man Joker either, but you gotta respect him. I remember me and the Fanatic and the Big O used to go back and forth about that guy.
What happens in the playoffs when you need Wemby to play like 40?
but Mr. Joel Embiid.
Well, Chris Gardner, we're going to have you back again real soon. You have credentials for both the women's final and the men's final four, correct?
Correct. Yes, sir. 5 years in a row.
5 years in a row. Congratulations on continued success. Well, that's why you are expert for men's and women's college basketball. We'll get to the women's next time with you, and look forward to having you back on Real Deal Sports Show. How can people follow you again, once again?
Houston Roundball Review on the social media platforms, except that X one. But Houston Roundball Review on Instagram and YouTube. That's the main two right there.
There you go. There you go. Our listenership, everybody. Thank you so much for coming on Real Deal Sports
Must
Show.
follow.
And we of course, again, must follow. And you must follow award-winning Marion Rivera Insurance Agency, Auto Health, Home, Life Insurance, 1038 Lyle Avenue, 511 Bean Road, Suite B. Give her a call, 585-360-0094. Continue to give her a call. She'll help you just like she helped people from The Rock earlier this week, getting their homeowners insurance together. So keep it up with Miriam. And yes, she is still looking for employees. So if you're looking for a job or looking for employment opportunity, check her out as well. And all right.
And I was going to say, don't forget to follow the show. Like, subscribe, tell a friend to the Real Deal Sports Show. Every Saturday, coming loud through your speakers to let you know, not telling you what we heard, but telling you what we know.
There you go. Take care, everybody. Have a great week.
Peace, brothers.
Peace.